What's up, guys? Welcome to Wasted Space. We're back in Rimworld, more Alpha 11, and first things first, I need to correct some of the things you guys spotted that were wrong in the last video. So, for example, Svegard, no one's told me how to pronounce that yet, but he was wrong, obviously, and the other thing we need to watch out for is this is going to actually let cold air in. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to cancel that doorway, and we're going to do it from this side first. But I'm also going to cancel this. Let them build that one, then we'll build that one, both from outside, then we'll knock through. I think that's the right order to do it. And also, that I notice, is that an auto door? No, that's just a standard door. That should be an auto door on the fridge, I suspect. Let's get a wooden auto door on there. And the other thing, I think, where is it? Yeah, this here. We're going to need to be careful when we open this up. Let's do that now. So that will allow that area, in fact, that will allow that area to be roofed back over again. Just in case. In fact, apparently it already has been. It's gone shadowy to indicate that it's roofed, I guess. Or weird. Weird. Cool, and other than that, I really want them to get onto this quickly, so despite the fact that the floor is relatively easy to do, I am going to cancel it all again, on the basis that it's going to slow them down getting some of the more important things done. So, see that, we've still got turrets to rebuild, if I remember, yeah, look. Still got turrets to rebuild, the same way this whole lot up out here can chill for a second. Although I do think it would still be a good idea to strip that, and all the rest of the stuff. We just don't need to build that wall up quite yet, not so important. Speed things up a little bit. Yeah, things are just frightfully inefficient in this place right now. We've got this door as well, which leads outside. I don't think I can do anything about it at the moment, but every time they go in and out of that door, the place is getting colder in here around the plant. So maybe, in fact, I'll forbid that door for the time being. Because we really want this Serigum to finish. We haven't had any any medicine for a long time, and this is the problem it causes, is you end up with prisoners who are on the right stuff, but they're getting infected because we don't have meds. And this is going to spread. Because this Green and Minoka both have infections. In what? Let's have a look. Torso infected, can't really amputate that, and yeah, can't really amputate that, so that's not a solution either. These guys are probably going to die. Without the meds to sort them out, they're probably going to die. As long as Svegard doesn't end up with any wounds, I don't think he can get infected from it. I think the infection happens when they're wounded in certain areas, which is why they're both torso, is because they both had torso injuries. Makes sense. The other thing I could do, in fact I probably should do, I'm not sure if I want the door there. Is that halfway? That is perfectly halfway. That's actually kind of handy. Okay, in which case, let's also put a granite auto door there so we can get rid of that door and give them a cut through in this direction too, because this is all a bit slow and clunky. They have to go all the way around, especially with this door now shut. All the way around in a big loop. We need this bit finished ASAP. Of course, Sean's busy repairing first. That's his priority, so I'm not 100% certain that's the right way around to do things, but hey, it's not going to take him too long. Or maybe it is going to take him too long. Low food as well. Now that's just lack of hauling. There is plenty of food. Is there any reason why... Is this for some reason not allowing it to be stored in there? That's slightly strange. Because DJ is... Oh, looked like he was just cleaning. And his priority should be hauling first. No, his priority is cleaning first. We changed that last time, didn't we? Oops. No, Tip's our hauler. I forgot. I mean, we're woefully low on people for the size of colony and how efficient this colony is. So we've also got bits and bobs like this that are still disconnected. We really need to focus on getting some of this stuff down. Combat supplier. Now that is very helpful tip. I don't care what you're trying to do. Go and call the combat supplier. We need guns. Lots of guns. We can also get rid of all of this. Nice. Plasteel Gladius is worth loads. We could keep that ourselves, one of our melee guys, but I don't think we've got any shields yet. So without the shield, using melee can be a bit dangerous. However, getting this much money in is wonderful. We could go for some cheap medicine. And have you got any guns that are worth it? We've got shoddy LMG. That could be pretty cool. I fancy something long range. Awful sniper survival rifle might be a good one. Because at the moment, range is our main sort of benefit. We don't have mortars. If we get a siege, for example, or anybody that does anything weird outside the base, range is our best chance of getting them. So I'm going to buy a survival rifle. I'm kind of tempted to buy an LMG as well. Yeah, I am. I'm going to up our range big style. In fact, no, I'm not, because that might make the... No, I will. We got so much money. I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to grab some meds. 13, 14 meds. Accept. But then I'm going to turn off get medicine for these two on the basis that I think it's probably already too late for those guys. They've already got... Actually, it's only a minor infection. No, let's give them the meds. We've got meds. Let's use them. It will have herbal meds soon. Let's see if we can't save these guys. They've only got minor infections. If we could save them, we really need more people in the colony. We really do. So they're on the right. Chat and recruit, 93 difficulty, 85 difficulty, 89 difficulty. We should be able to get one of them at some point. Part of the problem is this room they're in is horrible, of course. I suspect... Let's have a look. Sharing bedroom, cramped environment, pessimist, hungry. Okay, so it's not that bad. Could maybe put a light in there, but they don't seem to be complaining about being in darkness that I saw there. No in darkness. Oh, there's an in darkness for some of these other ones. Sharing bedroom, feeling bad, yeah, okay. So we could go and put a lamp in there. Doesn't really fit the room layout particularly well, but eventually we're going to convert this whole thing into one big prisoner place, I think, temporarily at least, until we build one on the outside. But they're sort of semi-okay. Let's just leave them be for the time being. Very little construction's going on. That's slightly annoying. Who have we got? Tip is kind of the main constructor. Next up would be Jack. I don't think we've got any mining queued, so Jack's got to be doing construction at the moment. And then we've got Sean, who will repair first. But again, has got to be doing construction at the moment, because there can't be that much going on. Let's put DJ constructing as well. He'll probably never finish his cleaning, but just in case... Constructing tends to be around the base, so the fact that he's slow shouldn't matter as much with that as it might do with some of the other stuff, but just nothing's getting built. Look at these horrible routes they have to take to get around this base. Oh, that's ridiculous. Can someone, like Stu, can you... Stu's not a constructor. Someone I want to... Once you finish consuming that fine meal, DJ, let's go and... finish this auto door, please. That's one cut through that would really help, I think, getting them through there. Help to the point where I think I might just deconstruct that immediately. Can you deconstruct the wooden door now immediately as well, please, DJ? Even if that one's not finished. We don't have a heating problem here, but this is a prime cut through for them to use. Immediately using it. For the time being, that will do. Yeah, low food again, but again, it's... For some reason they don't want to take the potatoes out of here and put them in here. I don't know why they don't want to do it, but they don't. They're not interested in the slightest. Okay, we finished that whole wall internally, so we can now deconstruct that. And you can see how this is going to connect on. Admittedly, it's temporarily going to connect on to what is arguably an airlock, but it'll be fine. Just keep an eye on these indoor temperatures as well, because we are starting to head into the summer now. So we may end up with sort of issues to do with that. None of the outside turrets are... We have a big power issue at the moment as well. This is all very uncomfortable. And we haven't even got... Have we got anything to sort out the power up there? Not obvious. Let's quickly check. No, indeed. We'd need to extend this power conduit up and across, and we might as well at the same time deconstruct the stuff in the corridor there. Cool, bit of stuff getting done. How's the freezer? The freezer's maintaining temperature, that's cool. Cooler is on, of course. We kind of, as we're going into the summer, it starts getting above 0 outside, so at least the cold won't be a big problem for a little bit. Not that it's been that bad, actually. I think we've been kind of alright in that respect. Very low... Oh, I know why we're such low food. Switch these around temporarily while we're inefficient, so that Season isn't having to collect meat every time as well. This'll rapidly increase how quickly the meals are being cooked. Yeah, that's much better. They don't seem to be that interested in doing this bit. I don't know why. They definitely have access to it down via there, but they are not that interested in it. Saying that, they're not that interested in doing the turrets either, so that shouldn't surprise me. We have plenty of metal, we have plenty of granite, we have plenty of wood, we have a severe illness from Minoka. Yeah, this is the infection that's being treated, but not necessarily sure we can save her. And how are they looking needs-wise? Mood... Everyone's mood's kind of okay, actually, except for Sveigard, who's been in there for the longest. And is a pessimist. That's worth taking into account as well. Oh yeah, we've got our weapons to assign. So Jack, you're a normal PDW, charge rifle awful, pump shotgun. Survival. I think pump shotgun's probably the first obvious replacement. So let's give Stu B the survival rifle. Hang on. Oh, psychic. I thought that was blooming aliens. I don't want aliens at the moment. So we've got lots of mad animals. I think the best way to deal with lots of mad animals nowadays is to go restrictions in your face. Keep everybody indoors, and then I don't think anybody's outside except for Archer. Oh no, Sean's outside as well. Sean, do you want to come back in? We've a dead to grave. No, let's not worry about that either. Both of you guys, can you just come straight back inside because you are being chased? Cool. Now the turret should have no problems dealing with a few animals, and we will just chill inside for a bit until the worst of it has passed. We do have enough turrets to deal with these, I think. I can hear them beating up on stuff, but not entirely sure where. I think it's just turrets. No, none of them trying to get in. That's an odd noise for a rabbit to make when it hits a turret. Wow, this turret is terrible. Okay, the turrets are really, really bad. Can't hit a thing. This is why you needed lots of them, I suppose. One down there survived, so it's mostly just this side. That one, they're actually going to take a turret. The rabbits have killed a turret. Can you please hit that rabbit? That is crazy. They actually managed to take out one of our turrets. How is that possible? Are they managing to get stuff done inside? I suppose this has forced them to get up here and finish this bit for me. There is still that one rabbit. There we go. So now we can, I believe, turn the restrictions off. I don't see... It's really hard to see when it's mad animals like this, whether or not there are any left. Wandering. I think we're all right for mad animals, so let's let everybody back out again. Hopefully I'm correct. If I'm not, then I'm not. The other thing we might want to do is, who we got here? Tip, nobody, Season, Archangel. Tip, Season and Archangel can arguably sleep for less time in the restrictions because they have the big beds. So let's take it from Tip, Season, Archangel. All get one less hour of sleep than anybody else. Part of me is tempted to put it back onto de-restricted again, but we saw what happened last time. They just ended up exhausting themselves for some reason. Like, incapable of keeping themselves managed in any way. They had to charge out and get themselves, like, beaten up, basically. Cool, so yeah, we lost one turret down here that we're going to need to replace. Security, where are you gone? Still don't have any plasteel, so for now it's still going to be another steel turret, but that's fine. We'll worry about plasteel soon enough. What have we got? We're still doing granite, which I think for the time being we're going to suspend both of these builds. Oh, the Tailor's one apparently is already suspended. Must have done that last episode. Fair enough. Failed to recruit green, 6% chance. So green is miles off. Sveigard looked about 30-something, so maybe we'll get him at some point soon. We do have one more bedroom. We are going to have to think a little bit about more, because at the moment it is just one spare bedroom, and we could potentially get more recruits. However, we do have these down here that we can make use of temporarily if need be. Sorry, I need to clear my throat. And then LMG. Who gets the LMG, I wonder? I think Season should get it for the moment, because the longsword, while great, until we get a shield, is not as great, honestly. cool. Again, there's so little hauling going on. And medicine's just sitting around outside. Cargo pods, more meat. It does just love to drop meat on my head. It'll all be a lot better once this bit here is done. So they've just finished that side. Let's get this side done. And then once that's done, of course, I can freely open this up without letting all the heat out. Admittedly, this is a cold room here, but... Oh, it's going to be nice when they're not having to do these crazy runs around. We can also get rid of some of the trees and stuff around the base. That would be pretty cool. Cool. Some of the defences going up. Yeah, of course, you don't have power. Still don't have power up top either. Let's see. Power conduit down here does not run around the walls, which is why we don't have power. So that should be enough for there. Up here, did they actually run it yet? They did. So this, in theory... No, it's slightly out of range. Damn it, I built it slightly too far out. That's kind of annoying. So we're going to need a tiny little power conduit. Probably only one. I'll put 2 down for safekeeping. Make sure I don't have to come back or forget about it, even worse. But I had kind of hoped to not need to do that. Oh, nice. This wall's almost done now as well. They've obviously got on to that bit of things. Visitors. How pleasant. Come for tea. We need a death chamber for visitors, I think. One of these rooms, we just shut them off in there. I can see why being in that room might not be that pleasant. Just saying, I can understand. Local squirrel has gone mad. There it is. Man-hunting squirrel is going to go and get shot. Okay. How come the turret is super accurate all of a sudden that time? Maybe they're no good at shooting things that are next to them, actually. I hadn't really considered that, but it's definitely a possibility. Woot! Pass-through almost done. Right, so that is now indoors. Cool. This is all unroofed either side still. Fine, so our solar panels are still working. Same up here. So, it is literally just a case of deconstructing these 2 walls here, I think. Even though this is airlock territory. Keeping the freezer cold is the least of our problems, honestly. So let's get those done. Hopefully, because it's deconstruct, they do seem to prioritise deconstruct above constructing. So, with a bit of luck, that will happen pretty swiftly. And yay, cut through. Look at that. So, next up, let's speed them up further, because still we have this big problem of speed being the overall issue. Everyone's so inefficient because they can barely move around fast enough. So let's get things laid out. I'm doing this like this, by the way, because if you do it inside, sometimes they can't get at the floor panels, and it looks like you've left plans all over your base. Kind of annoying. And then finally through here is going to be important. I am thinking about putting an auto door on there still to try and preserve the temperature. We're just going to have to watch and see how bad the fridge works out, because a lot of people are going in and out of it. Everyone's binging on chocolate. Roger. That's a butchering table. For some reason I saw the cloth there and thought, we got tailoring in the kitchen. Why have we got a tailoring in the kitchen? Still, oh, Svegard is 4% chance, really? Is he going downhill, or what's happening? No, he's going up, so... I must have just read it wrong last time. He's not getting so convinced by the wall in comparison to some of the other ones, which is interesting. Yay, things getting done. That is a lot better. Okay, so once we've finished that, we've got our turrets are all now functional, except for this one. And this one isn't built yet. Okay, so our turret network is not quite done. That means I'm not going to queue anything up quite yet. And then, I mean, with the volume of hauling around outside, actually, I think it would be a good idea to not queue anything up and just go on a big hauling spree. Tip can go and deal with the exotic goods trader when Tip wakes up. However, the chances are that... it's interesting, there is no... I thought they were going to get the debuff for cramped environment, but they don't. They just don't get the spacious environment debuff. So that is, the big beds are definitely how to do it. They get a brief in darkness debuff. Oh no, they don't. It's all dark around the base, isn't it? Of course. Might want to be sorting that out soon. However, you're going to go and call the exotic goods trader first and see if we can make ourselves a bit of money. Yeah, that's no good. Poor, actually, we can keep... Poor is okay. At the moment, we're more worried about keeping ourselves clothed than anything else. And with the setup in this, they're quite happy to sort themselves out clothing-wise. So, yeah, we spend all of our money, so we can't afford a bionic leg or a bionic arm, which would have been nice, but not necessary. So I think we might leave it at that. Just sell some stuff. Yep. No food, new research project. No, what we need to do is worry about further bedrooms. So, in other words, let's finish our granite wall along there, because we'd worked out how we wanted to connect that bit up. And then, excuse me. Well, we've also got, yeah, I forgot I was going to wait with the turrets, wasn't I? We have got the steel for the turrets, so they will get on that. New recruit. We've successfully recruited Green with a 6% chance. Cool, so that means we'll have someone to name next episode. And it also means that we've got a green-thumbed cold lover with iron will. You are pretty nice, sir. Health-wise, you've got a bite scar. Joy-filled, very low expectations. Cabin fever mild, you've been locked up. What are we going to do with Green? Well, first of all, Green is going to firefight. Let's take Sean off doctoring. There's no need for that. Let's have Patient and Flick up at 1 like normal. So we got decent social skills, decent hunting skills, good growing skills, but then we've got multiple people with good growing skills. Honestly, I'd be inclined to leave Season on it, probably, just because he's got the passion. If anything, actually, I might do that. Let's also turn off Warden, turn off Hunt. I mean, I have been saying we wanted someone to construct and repair, but I can't help but notice these passions here are looking pretty damn tempting. So maybe what we do is take some other people off the crafting side of things, like Sean, and give him more opportunity to do some of the other stuff. Also, what do we want? Smith, tailor, or craft? What is going to be the most important here? I think tailoring is actually the one we're going to want prioritized. So let's remove Archangel from those two duties as well, and ensure that we have. Is there anyone else we can put on construction? We've got Sean. Sison. No, none of this seems to make sense. DJ is kind of not great on it. Maybe that's alright for the time. It means we can get some crafting going while everyone else still continues to do what they were doing before, which is kind of okay. Should we run out of granite or whatever? I also think we could potentially go onto these and have them. I don't know how they're set up at the moment, but do until you have 10. Okay, so they are do until you have 10. And this, yeah, but the stone blocks is do forever. So let's unsuspend this and do until we have. Let's ensure at any one time we have 300 stone blocks. That makes sense. And then over here, we're only making Parkers apparently. Do until we have 10. So let's unsuspend. No, it is suspended. Add bill. Make pants, do until we have 10. And these should be, oh, sorry, I also get up. Interesting, the hit points thing. Does that mean it won't use this stuff if it's less than those hit points? Does that mean it won't make it if it's going to be less? That's a little confusing, I'm not sure. One of you guys will be able to tell me, but I don't know off the top of my head. So we got Parkers. What else might we want? Let's have a button-down shirt 10 times as well. And our usual cowboy hat for the win. Cool. Right, that's a whole bunch of extra stuff we can now do, because I guess we have 10 Parkers, judging by that being greyed out like it is. It's not suspended, but I can see a fair few Parkers kicking around, so that's cool. We've also got graves that need to be built, because at the moment we've got plenty corpses kicking around outside the base, and that's never good for keeping people happy. Now, I know you guys were saying about butchering this. I'm not sure we're in a position where we can deal with the mood penalty for butchering quite yet. And people are generally not overly amused with me. So let's give that a little bit more time before we worry about that side of things. Let them finish off the floor, let everything go nice and efficiently. What we might want to do now as well is think about putting these things over to the royal beds, which of course is... Oh, another new recruit, was that? No, that was Green still. We had already done that one, so we've got another exotic goods trader then. Which is fine. The other thing we need to do with Green, of course, is equip Green with some stuff. Where did Green end up? There. Playing horseshoes. So, character-wise, you're better at shooting than you are at melee, but melee's the one with the passion. However, I'm not interested in melee at the moment, so go grab yourself a pump shotgun. That works. Cool. And then we're going to have to sort of a bed at a time go and do these things. New colonist beds. Oh, did we just recruit someone else? Or is it because I've removed their beds? Yeah, it's because I've removed their beds. That's fine. We are going to rebuild them. Never fear. Never fear. Although, just in case, for the time being, let's switch some of these over. Just because it will complain at me. For sure. And I don't like being complained at. We've got a funny line of power here, which is a bit annoying. We'll get rid of that when we get the chance, once we've run the power around the sides. We've still got this wire out here that they haven't done. Critical alert, poor mood. It's going blip, 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 blip. Everyone's angry with me. But, like, super temporarily. Right, can we get people to... DJ, there's wood in the room, dude. Another combat supplier. What's going on? Dip. Combat. Not so worried about the exotic goods because they very rarely have anything we want. Cool, so bows, not interested. Keep the pump action for now. Lots of shoddy weaponry. I mean, we're picking up so much tribal stuff that that's fine. And then they've not really got anything hugely interesting for us except for maybe a superior survival rifle that we can't quite afford. Almost, but I'm not sure that's worth it. Not sure that's worth it. We're looking reasonably well equipped at the moment, so that's kind of okay. Can people actually finish some of this construction work, please? Yeah, people are going to have to sleep somewhere they don't like overnight then, I guess. I suppose there's a lot of construction. I put all this stuff down first, didn't I? So they are, unsurprisingly, working away on that. Bulk goods trader, what is it doing? This is highly suspicious. Story Lord is up to something. I keep forgetting to use the UI at the top of the screen. Tip, my friend. Let's get you to call the bulk goods trader next. See if there's anything here we want to sell. We've got lots of wood. We could sell wood. Not that we get much value for it. Interesting that you get different value for different... I guess there's the different qualities, like the different deterioration of the wood. What we can do, however, is... Do we want to sell off all our cloth? It's probably better to make that into stuff than it is to sell it off. I'm not actually sure we need anything from here, in reality. The medicine's expensive. We can get that cheaper from combat suppliers. So no, in reality not. You might as well call the exotic goods. Let's see what we got. I suppose there's more stuff we can sell here. That's actually quite nice. Let's get rid of all the low quality stuff. We can actually, looking at what our setup's like, I'm getting rid of the 50% because that's so close to being useless. We do have like a normal one, for example. These two 91%, so let's keep those. But get rid of this normal 66. Tribal wear, no thank you very much. Clearing things up, and then we're still not going to have enough money to buy the bits we want. There was a lung. Bit late, but hey. And a bionic eye that we can't afford. Oh well, we're getting closer. How is DJ looking? I forget. How are you doing, bro? Oh, we haven't sorted your lung. Oh, okay. That's a bit of a problem then. Maybe, Tip, you actually want to go... Which one was it? It was the exotic goods, wasn't it? Maybe we want to buy this lung. What was it? 359, and we got 627. Yeah, let's get DJ a lung. And then DJ, where you at? Operation for you, sir, in the morning. Operation Advil. Install lung, right lung. Install peg legs, install denture. Give you some dentures. I don't think he doesn't need dentures. Why would we do that? Just lop his teeth out for the sake of it. Yeah, switching those meals over was perfect. I think we need a couple of cook's tables before we can kind of maintain the fine meals. Didn't finish any of these beds, so these guys are going to be angry because they're sleeping together again down here. One colonist await medical operation. Oh yeah, they do. Cold snap. Cool, that's okay. Shouldn't really affect us. It's just going to get a bit colder outside, but everything's sealed off other than that door there, which we've forbidden so that they don't mess things up. And now we've got the way in and out all around. It should be fine. Cool, some of the beds are getting done now as well. Let's hope Jack finishes that last one. He's going to, so we can set all of these as medical again, and they will reassign themselves out to the nice bedrooms. The only person that does not have a nice bedroom was DJ, because he was asleep when we were building them. But I guess he is... yeah, he is resting from his operation. We have fixed his lung. Ah, meds. Beautiful, beautiful meds. So apparently we used all the ones we had. That's pretty speedy. Oh no, they did get moved inside, thank God. I was thinking, how the hell did we manage to use that much meds that quickly? If we did, this is not going to be enough, not even close. Right, now, let's deconstruct that. And then we can get the last of the royal beds set up as well. Of course, that's not going to happen till the morning. Want to set up a nice joy room somewhere for people as well, but as I keep saying, it's the outside we're doing first, so that these guys can move out of their temporary quarters, which are in the middle. We kind of built this at the start and then built the walls around it, and now we're going to pull out the middle again and rebuild it. Except perhaps not this room, because this room's obviously supplying us at the moment. Yes, you need colonist beds, but it's fine, because we're going to give you a colonist bed. Even better, when we make DJ go and build it himself immediately. He's looking noticeably... I mean, he's not quick, but he's looking quicker, certainly. Oh, no, someone is building it. Sean's on his way. Sean's on his way to not quite finish it. There we go. So now we got colonist beds again, although, once again, we'll run into problems if we do recruit one of these two. And this, I laid this out a certain way around last time, and I'm going to do it slightly different, having had a chance to think about it. So we're still going to have... as before, the airlock set up here, and I should be able to, let's have a look. This inside now? It does say it's all indoors. Let's just check. I'm kind of paranoid about where I've put no roof areas now. Cool, it is just those areas. Gotta remember that. Because the last thing I want to do is open this up and kill everything off again. I'm getting way bored of doing that. But what we can do is do that, and then... granite wall. So our rooms were 3x3, and we've seen that that is absolutely plenty. But there was it didn't fit properly, so there was a larger room. But what I'm going to do is put the two large rooms next to each other and probably have one as a stockpile and one as a medical room. The idea being that those stockpiles are A, dotted around the base to help people not be quite so inefficient getting around, picking up the supplies they need, but B, can have meds in them to make it really quick process to go and grab the meds for the guys in each one of these rooms. And then, with this all being indoors still, excuse me, I should, no, not granite auto doors, we're doing these with wooden normal doors, aren't we? Should be able to go and put all of these doors in immediately, and that will make it easier for them to build it. And then we can have sort of a selection of more bedrooms, because obviously the colony is going to expand from this point, and that'll cover like our medical needs to some extent to begin with as well, which will be great. Get rid of, I mean, immediately means we can get rid of this area here, for example, once we've dealt with the two prisoners. Or maybe one's meds and one's prisoners, actually. That makes even more sense than the stockpile, because the stockpiles, it's going to be on the corners. One there, one up here, as I mentioned before, so it's going to make things naturally kind of efficient anyway. So yeah, forget that. New plan. There's also a lot of stuff in here that needs hauling. Like a ton of stuff. The hauling's just not really getting done. Stuff inside that needs hauling as well. Stuff outside that needs collecting. Tip will haul over everything other than... I mean, Tip's just doing too much by those things. We need someone with the high haul priority. How about that? Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense. Two people that have a chance that they won't be doing anything will immediately go and haul when given the chance. And I think that does make sense. DJ's going to do some stargazing. Watching the sunrise. No, not stargazing. I suppose that does make sense. The sun is coming up. It is chilly as all hell outside. And indoors, I suppose indoors is going to be relatively cold at the moment because we've opened all of these rooms into the inside. Looks like we also need to extend the power along when we get the chance, so how far are we? to there. I mean, in reality, is it? No, along the outside. Along all the walls makes sense. Forget along the outside only. Along the outside and the inside. Makes great sense. Another exotic goods trader. Okay, mad. Mad trade this episode. Tip, get up there. Let's see what we got. We've blatantly got stuff we can sell, if nothing else. So, these are all trash. This is stuff that's being hauled in right this second since we last went through all this. So, that's all rubbish. More lungs, hearts, kidneys. Not going to be able to afford any of the nice stuff quite yet, but this is at least an income. I'm going to hold on to the rest for now, and again, not a huge amount we want from here. We've got a telescope, but we've already got one of those, so yep, that's fine. Just give us some more silver. So much hauling to do before I can even think about doing any of these rooms. Right, I think first up it'd be important to do the medical and prisoner room so we can move these guys out. So, furniture. Do we have... We do, so we can actually... We haven't got the medical bed researched yet, have we? That's the thing. So let's do that. I think it's about time we got that done. Hospital bed. Let's have the hospital bed done. Who's going to do that? That will be Sean, which is fine. That works. So we can do the medical room, and then obviously the prisoner room, prisoner quarters, however you want to do it. Not royal bed. Wooden normal beds, and I'm inclined to do it. I want it there. Because I want to fit 4 in here. 1, 2. I think like that might be nicest. Yeah, I think that's nicest. Then we can do the same with the medical setup on the other side, because you can fit 4 in again. Okay, they won't have their own individual medical rooms, but this is going to be a much tighter layout than my Alpha 9 one was. That we went a bit over the top with quite how nice everybody had stuff in that. But we actually got all our turrets running now. Hooray! Of course, we will have to worry about the defensive setup later down the line. How we're going to turn the turrets on and off, because they are a drain on the power. And as you can see, our batteries do take a little knock at night. Only a little one, but... Cool, anything else that needs doing? So the power goes around there. I mean, join it over the auto door. I think it'd be silly not to. This can also continue over there. That's fine. Just make sure things are looking vaguely sensible. I know I don't need to do all this now, but part of me wants to do it before I forget, or before we start running wiring in places that we don't need to. Now, that is going to mean that we're running out of steel, so let's get some mining done as well. A little blob there, but I seem to remember most of our mining was happening down below the base, wasn't it? Yeah, here we go. More up here as well. That should be okay. It's not that far away. A couple of people charge out immediately to get that done. That's good. Things looking noticeably more efficient at the moment. We are going to want a door there, because essentially this is going to end up being the same as this side, where that's going to want to be closed because it's going to go into an area that's technically semi-outdoors. So let's put a granite auto door there, and then we're going to want one on this side in the same place. Even though currently that's not necessary, it will be. So I'm going to stick it down anyway. How are we doing for time? Yeah, almost end of the episode, and the story lord has been, I don't know, it looks like it's been preparing me for something, which I'm never particularly keen on. It scares me a little bit. So indoors, it looks like either the cold snap is really overwhelming our heating, or it looks like we're actually going to potentially need more heating even later on in the year. I mean, I know the cold snap does mean that it's minus 17 during the day outside. That is a bit crazy, actually. Maybe we'll wait and see whether or not we need any more heating. Psychic drone. Yeah, this doesn't do anything other than wind people up, so that's okay. Now, technically, let's also, just starting to help ourselves clear up. This whole wall there doesn't do anything. So, oh, or does it? What's the width of this? Oh no, it's outside, isn't it? So no, it's not outside. It's got a roof over it. Oh, but that should be 9. Yeah, so we can get rid of that. This can be as long as it wants, as long as it stays only 9 wide. So, and that will speed things up again, getting through here. We could replace these with auto doors, but there's no point yet. as I said, most of this internal stuff here is going to get removed. Right, this stuff here is prisoner room. Now, in theory, if I undo that from being a prisoner room, they will come and get them and move them to the other room. I hope. How's the research going? Getting there, getting there. Cool, that's going to make everything there a little bit quicker and more manoeuvrable. How are we doing with converting these guys? Feeling great, Optimist, fine meal. Minoka's in a great mood. Our food supplies are looking pretty awesome as well. And this episode's gone, touching all the wood, this episode's gone reasonably well. That's quite nice. I feel like we've made some pretty decent progress. Obviously we've got all these bedrooms down here to set up, but I'm loath to go and do all that work now when we don't really have anyone to put in them. We've got one spare bed, I suppose, so we could do it on the intention of recruiting some of these guys. The other thing we could do is get the floor done immediately. I know I'm doing this all in wood, and I mean, potentially that's not a great idea, but I'm doing it all in wood, so there you go. More stuff that needs hauling. Cool, looking alright, yeah. So a lack of steel. Everyone's mining at the moment to get the steel needed to do all of the power conduit I stuck down around the outside. But once it is done, it means we can get rid of a lot of the ugliness on the inside, which will please them a bit, I believe. So it's already done round to there. Let's also run this like that. Join that bit on. It's going to run up the back there, around the edge, so the entire sort of internal wall layout is electrified as such. And then once this all hooked up, we can keep those two lines there but get rid of all this rubbish here that's not necessary. Probably have to reconnect some of how it's all hooked up. Again, there's some rubbish over here that's all a bit horrid. Start moving solar panels up here, because eventually the idea is to have the growing zone essentially down here. You see how sort of we've got this cutout bit there. We're going to have a growing zone that is the same but across here, if assuming it fits sensibly across like that. Maybe even the whole way, maybe literally half of the internal area is growing and the other half is external for solar panels and maybe some other sort of bits and bobs we can stick in there, like our eventual joy zone. Where's the mad animal that's getting beaten up by our turrets? I can hear the turrets beating it up, but there we go. That was odd. Cargo pods again. Oh, it says it's going to be meat. It's not meat, it's rice. To go with our meat. Sure, let's go and grab some rice. Why not? People like a bit of variation from time to time, don't they? Hospital beds are finished. Great. So that means we can get down here and furniture. That might as well be a steel hospital. That word. Let's get these down here. They're going to be a little bit cramped for the time being, but that will be fine. There is worse things. Not sure we can necessarily afford it. I think it's 10 meds per, isn't it? Yeah, and we've got 10. We can afford one of the hospital beds. But that's fine. That's fine. We're not in a massive rush for those. Hopefully people won't be getting beaten up quite so often as that. And it just means that we're going to need to, next time we get a trader past, invest a little bit in some more meds to get our hospital beds finished off. Because that's as far as they're going to go. Okay, and I guess, using sappers to tunnel around my defences, I guess this is a pretty damn good point to call the episode, because now is that 45-minute moment. We've got something to do at the start of the next, and our progress has been good, so let's not ruin it with messing up a raid right now. So today, what did we get done? We got all of these rooms down the bottom finished. We broke through so that our efficiency is now way better than it was. Still need a way in and out up there and to move around the centre, but it's better than it was. Got a new prisoner room done. I haven't moved them over yet because I'm slightly paranoid I'll mess it up or something. Got a hospital bed done, and we did some wonderful things with the power. That pleases me a lot, having it run around the outside. Like, I think I am secretly playing Prison Architect in Rimworld at the moment. I think that's what's happening. This is my prison. I'm just keeping, like, you guys in it instead. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It really does help me in the channel out. And if you didn't like it, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know why. Let me know what I can improve. So cheers, guys. I will catch you next time.